Time I saw you speak, somebody asked a question, and I know that my clients will now get on Google and start Googling everything under the planet. Coconut oil did have a bad rap for a while, right?
For a long time,
Just
yeah.
talk about that for a second, because they're going to see it and go, oh, she must be wrong.
She read it too.
Yeah, that
Oh, you
was
did? I'm sorry, I must have
okay,
been there.
yeah, you were wrong, but it was hydrogenated coconut oil that they did the studies on. So,
Got it.
and no form of hydrogenated oil should ever be consumed when possible. Perfect. So here's what a sample day could look like if you're applying these 3 nutrition principles. So you could have breakfast, fried eggs, and maybe a tablespoon of coconut oil. This morning I had 4 farm fresh eggs I have a meat man at the farmer's market. His name's Eddie at Circle Key Farm. He's at the Ahwatukee Market on Sundays, Scottsdale Market on Saturdays, and Roadrunner Market, I believe, on Thursdays. But if you Google Arizona Farmers Markets, it'll give you a full schedule of the different markets, say close to your home or your work. They even have pickups too, off of Shea Boulevard, I believe. So I had 4 farm fresh eggs, and you can tell because they've got a nice golden yolk, good source of beta carotene and omega-3 since they were eating grass and vegetation and bugs and other shrubs on the farm. And he has the best price in the valley as well. They're only $4 a dozen, which if you go to Whole Foods, they're close to 5 or 6 for free range. But it's hard to buy free range or organic eggs in the supermarket because you don't know if those chickens were free range in a 3-foot pen or for 5 minutes outside. So it's much better to get them from a local source, talk to the farmer, and oftentimes if you're coming back every week, they're going to give you a great deal. So he throws in dog bones for my golden retriever. He has a goat meat. He's the only provider of goat meat in the valley, so he'll say, oh, you've got eggs, and of course I buy lots of other meats from him too, but he'll throw in some goat chops and watermelon, whatever he has in season. So it's really cool, and actually saves you some money in the long run. I had kale this morning with my breakfast, so you might cringe a little bit, but I had it with some caramelized onions as well. It was really good. And that was probably about, well, it was a pretty big bowl. It's probably about this big, so maybe about 2 cups. But here you could have mushrooms, tomatoes, asparagus. If you're on the go, you could do some hard-boiled eggs at the beginning of the week, have those to pack and take with you, along with maybe some avocado and sliced tomato, slice up some cucumber. You really get creative with incorporating vegetables into breakfast. For lunch, you could have a salmon salad mixed with zucchini and olive oil dressing. I really like the sweet onion basil for the zucchini dressings. That's my favorite. Just really good, fresh herbs, lots of flavor. You can have that with, say, spinach, cucumber, maybe a little bit of orange for some sweetness. For a snack, you could have almond butter, celery, and apple. I didn't put a beverage, but you could have maybe some ginger tea with apricot nectar stevia, or something like that, or some carbonated water with a little bit of root beer flavored stevia. And for dinner, you could have a grilled steak, preferably grass-fed, cooked with some coconut oil, kale, red pepper. Throw in some onions there for a little bit of sweetness. You've got a full day right here of tons of vegetables. The amount of protein, fat depends on the person and their activity level, but really we're just trying to get as many vegetables as possible, cooked with coconut, and sweetened with stevia whenever possible. So if you can apply those 3 tips, you will see huge results in your body composition, in your overall health. I did want to do a little bonus because Bobby told me you have a lot of questions about post-workout meals, shakes, how much protein, how many calories to consume after a workout to build muscle. And now it is important to eat within an hour of your workout, preferably sooner if possible. So I mean, pack those leftovers with you, or I've got some great shake ideas as well. But you'll need about 300 to 400 more calories than you're already consuming, and you'll need 19 grams of extra protein on top of what you already consume. So protein intake depends again on the person, their activity level, their age, their gender even. But here's an example of 19 grams. You could have 3 more eggs to your meal. You could have 3 ounces of meat, say steak, buffalo, pork. Get some chicken, turkey, fish. Salmon's great, cod, halibut, whatever you prefer. But it's really important to get that 19 grams and those extra calories within that hour after your training session to build muscle. You also want to hydrate with water. If you feel like you really exerted yourself and you need an electrolyte replacement, I recommend coconut water over any of those sports drinks, especially Gatorade that's sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. You do want to be careful with the coconut oil because a lot of them now, unfortunately, it's such a big fad now that they'll add mango puree or other sweeteners to add sweetness. But if you get just the plain unsweetened coconut water, that's going to be the best for you. And again, you can use the flavored stevias for a little bit extra sweetness if you need it. And also to supplement with cod liver oil. Now, cod liver oil is great because it has vitamins A and D. In addition to getting the protein, those 3 components are going to be essential to building muscle. The brands of cod liver oil that I highly recommend are Nordic Naturals and Carlson cod liver oil. Both those brands have different flavors. So Carlson comes in lemon, and Nordic Naturals has strawberry, orange, and they might have lemon, although sometimes it's hard to find. There's also another cod liver oil that's pretty expensive but well worth it from Greener Pastures. It's actually fermented cod liver oil. So that's really good too, but you're not going to find it in any stores around here, but you can easily find it online, and that's Greener Pastures. So, and then for the shake ideas, you can combine your favorite whey protein. My favorite brand is J-Rob. You can find that at Sprouts, Whole Foods, and online. Online has the best prices, and Sprouts is a little better than Whole Foods. But J-Rob's protein is from pastured animals, so they've been allowed to roam on the grass, so they're going to have more nutrients. And there's minimal processing. There's no artificial ingredients added, no sucralose or aspartame or anything like that. So they're made with whole food ingredients. So you can combine any of the following with whey protein and some ice for a great quick shake after your workout. I really like banana split because I like the almond butter combined with the cocoa. Now for cream, you can use heavy cream if you're not lactose intolerant. And it's something that is good to eliminate for 2 weeks, any dairy products, and then reintroduce it back into your diet to see if you have any symptoms. Because oftentimes people will have little signs like headaches, congestion after having dairy, and not attribute it to the dairy. So it's good to eliminate any possible allergens for about 2 weeks and reintroduce them back in one at a time so you can pinpoint what foods are triggering those symptoms. My favorite is to use coconut milk or Greek yogurt